for the end of the stream, but we're getting into it. It's going to be FlipSid starting on the CT side here. They've actually got 4 sets of armor, Blade going in with a kit and 2 flashbangs, and you can see quite a heavy utility-based buy from mousesports coming in as well. We'd expect to see some aggression here. You can see Bondic will be making his way towards the connector. Not going to be deciding to commit to it. They're just listening out for any footsteps potentially, while mousesports will be taking over that sector.
Absolutely, Shara. This is aggressive as well. To give this much map control to the CTs, they don't even know he's there. Nico, he's going to be quickly pursued as he falls away from this already. Shara's heard that. That relays information. They can rotate the third player back over to the A side, and Angels can actually get the stairwell also. Now, the one flaw in this is that Shara's gone so far. If they cut back down through the mid stairwell right now, they could get into a free B side. So Angel needs to be a little bit careful. Hence, he's gone to the window instead, so he can make that call if he needs to. But he's still going to be in a very quick position to go on A, which does look to be the approach. And Shara's now in a position where they wouldn't be able to go for free regardless.
Well, he should be able to get a couple of kills in the back here, you know, as he is going to be coming in. The full AX2 coming in from mousesports here. Smoke's flying over, flashbangs as well. Blade opens it up, taking down Dennis.
Can we go to Shara? Because right now is exactly when he's going to try and show up. Bondic's got the crossfire at the front, but there's Shara. There's the 2 kills. Unfortunately, didn't get quite to see them, but easy flank for him. He executed the trigger discipline, walked all the way into the bathrooms behind him before he shot, and it works out. Next to last alive, does manage at least a kill onto Angel through the smoke. But he's still got 3 more to go. Bomb down as well. There goes Shara. That's the start. Now it's down to just 2, and he knows where they both are as well. The problem is he's still being shot down behind the truck. Manages, though, to get over toward that back stairwell without being spotted initially. That could have been interesting, but World Edit gets the final kill, and it goes 1-0 in the end.
Nice work from Shara there. That audacious push. Takes a lot of balls to do that. Gets all the way to T-spawn and holds his nerve. Gets all the way in behind him. Like you said, we kind of missed on the frags, but really nice lurk from him coming in to open up the round. Is when they executed, obviously they're so focused on the bomb side and making sure that bomb gets planted. They're not really considering a flank coming in that quickly. Decent fragging exchange on the bomb site. No plant from mousesports either. Next, pick up a couple of frags. Normally means they'll be force buying at this round if you don't get a plant. We can see Tech9s and Deagle's purchase. Not a full investment. Chris J and Speedy keeping their money a little bit more honest. Obviously, Chris J will be the AWP of this map. You can see FlipSid have gone for a pretty much full SMG lineup. Just 1 Famis on Blade. The rest of the guys on UMPs and MP7. So preparing themselves for this round. Should be relatively successful. Looking at the lineup for mousesports right now. Going to be setting up beside B. They've got a couple of flashbangs. You'd assume just a pop flash through and burst through the monster tunnel.
Angel trying to get up on top of the sandbags to spot above the smoke. Sure he doesn't allow anyone. Uh-oh, Henry.
What's happened? Not again.
It always happens. I don't know why. It's just you, man. But Angel's going to go ahead and mop them down. That UMP as well from Shara picking up 2. So lots of money being earned in this particular round as the SMGs managed to get all 5 kills. And you know what we say, Henry?
What do we say?
Money, money, baby.
That is true. We actually haven't said that at all this event.
I've said it a bunch. You just don't.
I just don't listen to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's back, and it's better than ever.
It was pretty good. It's a good saying. It's not as good as Cream, though. Cash for everything around me. And that's what FlipSid want to attempt to do with those SMGs, as you mentioned. It's a risky buy in terms of things. So of course, you never know. Going up against Tech9s in close proximity, there's definitely a possibility for mousesports to have been able to bounce back into that round. But good stuff on aboard. The aggression once again on display from FlipSid.
And it should be a relatively simple round here. First 3 frags coming in. They actually managed to wait the Glocks, do some work here. Going to be Dennis picking up the UMP and just trying to retreat from the monster tunnel and able to finish things off. Angel with the final bullet is actually going to be Bondic to taking down the MP7. So they have kept 3 SMGs there, managed to pick up a Famis as well. So let's see how they've got so much cash here, and then they are behind a little bit. Let's see what they can do. So they've got to be keeping 1 MP7, it seems.
Well, that was the interesting aspect, is because they actually had a UMP, threw it over and grabbed the MP7, which has less armor penetration, knowing that they're going into a gun round. So I'm a bit confused.
Obviously has the fire, the faster fire rate.
And the movement speed, you could still...
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe he feels more comfortable. He's going to go very close range and try and surprise for a smoke or something like that. That's what he's planning to do. That's going to be Angel. And he's currently towards short. So this kind of makes sense. He'll be pushing off aggressively with the AWP as well. That's kind of interesting. They're going to try and face down towards Sewer and see what's going on. Not going to spot anything just yet. That's going to set up Angel. He's going to push all the way through. You can see it's a very passive setup coming in from the terrorists here. No one really committed to anything. Now Angel making a ton of noise here. It's going to be heard by Nico. Flash over. This actually could be quite an effective flashbang. Nico has spotted it. He has a feeling that Nico is here. He seems pretty convinced by it. I'm going to be smoking him out as well. It's kind of interesting. I don't think it's a perfect smoke there, unfortunately.
No, not at all, Nico. Oh, lined up 2, in fact. All right, stray bullets. Doesn't matter. Shara will just absorb them all. He's a magnet.
Easy kills there. For Nico, just holding back and then walking to his crosshair. Kind of gave their position away by the smoke. I'd have preferred just to walk around and check the corner by myself, not really give any indicative signs there, but there we go. 4 on 3. They did manage to take down Dennis in the process. Angel and Sharo dropped. We still have World Edit on the AWP. He's currently sat towards that B bomb site. Could have some backup as well. It's just going to be Bondic stranded towards A. He's actually in the bathrooms right now, seeing if he can find a frag. Someone needs to do something here. There's both bomb sites looking pretty weak.
You look weak.
You look short.
That's actually kind of true. Both in general height and my pants. What is Bondic's mouse doing? Oh, he just raged big time. There's definitely an issue with that mouse because we saw it on Cash and it snapped. Yeah, I think it's completely shattered now, so that's going to be a pause, undoubtedly.
Why did he smash the mouse up?
Because it's clearly broken already. That was.
Oh, actually, I remember on last map, he was kind of like spinning on
exactly.
And it
And it just happened again because he literally was sitting there waiting for it to do its job, and it didn't. So it's now met its fateful demise.
It's dead now, of course.
Yes, very dead now, of course. I wish we had that on camera, but we'll see what they're going to elect to do. We haven't seen the pause call come in, so maybe he thinks it's still working. We'll find out pretty quickly in the next round, regardless, as World Edit rotating back over toward this B site, just looking to save at this point in time. mousesports, I mean, that kill very much switched the round. It's now a 3 versus 2. They have to save. If he wins that at Bathroom, he has a good forward stance.
Yeah.
So that's a really unfortunate mechanical error to have at this point in time. Very, very unlucky for FlipSid.
Yeah, you see him checking out his sensor right now, seeing what the hell's going on. But there you go. It's going to be Nico once again picking out 3 frags for the terrorists. It's very passive hold there. They're waiting for any CT aggression to come in, and luckily for them, the CT just walked right into their crosshairs. They did elect to keep the MP7 there, so this will be the first real gun round. They still have enough for AWPs. Very clean opening 3 rounds for FlipSid there. So cash is definitely not an issue. We do not have a pause coming in, but let's see how FlipSid do approach this next one. You can see they are showing some presence towards mid here. World Edit going to be smoking off the steps, boosting himself up on the bench, and going for that initial pick, you would assume. Going to be just looking towards playground for now. And once again, mousesports, look at the way they're set up. This is not something we normally see. Normally most teams will take over playground area and kind of maybe show something towards connector, but actually just holding up, waiting for any CTs to come into them and making their way back towards B now. I'd assume this will be a full wall of smokes, so to be like a full execute coming in. Let's see, time will tell.
So Bondic's still using it. Seems to be fine. Let's see if that happens again. If it happens a 3rd time, I would just get rid of it. Get another one. I'm sure you can find something that's ample. I'm sure there's probably a spare somewhere within the team. I mean, you don't come to a LAN without ample equipment, but nonetheless, Angel and Shara setting for crossfire. Flash comes in, it catches Shara out. He's not able to do much about it, and Nico and Next now find both ensuing kills. So a free entry into the B site, despite being low on HP. They'll have an excellent opportunity to plant and get decent post-plant positions as well, because it's a late rotation coming in from FlipSid.
Good level of aggression coming out from them, blasting out onto the site. This time around as well with the positioning of the CTs. They won't really be able to do too much, but that's a cheeky little boost that could actually allow them to get a juicy opener into the round.
Cheeky and juicy. That's how I like it. 5 on 3. Very low HP for Nico and Next, but you can see the CTs don't really have much saying into this round. Just hoping this boost works out. Bondic not able to make anything of it. He gets a double kill. Oh, it makes it interesting at least. Now they will be entering into the bomb site. Nade comes in as well. That actually could do a little bit of damage. They need to start defusing now if they can have any real chance of doing it. I don't think they have any window of opportunity now. Next coming in to finish things off. He'll be going down with the bomb, it seems, but they do secure the round. So 2nd and the board for mousesports there. Like we said, held up very passively at the start of the round, went for that full B execute with the wall of smokes, got in, made the edge kills happen. And although FlipSid did a ton of damage, unable to get those opening kills. Now they do keep, I think, 2 players alive towards the end of that round, so they do have the AWP. Just going to be Blade, who suffered a little bit here with the Famous.
Interesting to note as well, by the way, mousesports is elected to sit in a different order within the desk today. And I know Chris J's been talking about desk space, so I'm wondering if that has anything to do with it. Because he's normally been on the end, he's actually in the middle now.
Yeah. I think it was Next who was complaining the most about it. So he's been put on the end now, which I guess you'd get the most space out of it, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because oftentimes people are superstitious about seating positions. Obviously, they want the best playing conditions, which makes the most sense, Henry.
It definitely makes the most sense. Well, thank you for analysing that desk setup for us.
You're welcome.
That's Matthew is available to analyse other desk setups at events if you want to hire him.
Absolutely. I'll analyze anything. Whereas Henry will analyze anything.
Yeah, and then some.
Well, it's going to be FlipSid now with that op on World Edit, trying to spot out toward that bathroom position. It's a bit of a forward stance, but they did have Bondic to anchor off long instead, so they couldn't necessarily catch out World Edit quite so easily. Bondic's actually going to push instead and let World Edit anchor him, so a bit of a shuffle between the 3 players on this A site.
We see how, even with timing as well, though, one of the biggest downfalls of FlipSid right now has been that overzealous level of aggression that's coming out. But potentially in this round, they could make it work. They finally get the advantage, taking down Chris J and the follow-up onto Dennis. But next, he's had enough, and it's time for him to come back in.
Does going to get one. It's going to be Angel that drops Blade going down to 1 HP as well. Terrorists still have some footing into this round, but 30 seconds remain. They're making their way back towards the B bomb site. Need to act quickly here. See Nico leading the charge. He wants to get the job done as quickly as possible. Flashbangs come over. It's going to be Shara to defend.
Shara that cuts the cross, but it's Speedy to get the kill. And Blade now with 1 HP. He'll just upgrade to an M4 and sit to wait for his 2 teammates to come over. They're going to be the ones that have to open this up. He'll go, but only if they get a kill. And the smoke early on the window. And this is actually smart from Blade. He can't peek, so go for the boost instead. But look at Nico. He reads it, he gets the shots in, doesn't get the kill, but does enough damage that Speedy's very quickly there to get the trade. And although World Edit does manage one more, he's got 100 HP. He's going to take this early fight. This will dictate the entire round. Next needs to kill it right now. He's not going to get it, and it's going to go FlipSid's way.
Yeah, I feel like some missed shots there from mousesports. That's a round next should be winning all day long. You can see it looks very frustrated. Like even when the FlipSid with that boost, they're ready for it. They were looking at that top boost, and I'm not really sure how he didn't land that kill. It's normally shots these kind of guys would hit all day long. A couple of whiffs, 2 separated around. Unfortunately for mousesports, they didn't have any utility to hold off the CT's retake whatsoever. They were very limited on time. They just had to rush into the bomb site, and it's a big round for mousesports to drop as well. Dennis is the only player staying alive. He saves an AK. The rest of his team, though, you can see heavy deficit this round. Deagles and a Glock for Chris J. As we enter round number 7, it's going to be a fast play towards B.
Fast play that Shara tries to answer immediately with a flash down toward Monster and a quick peek, but it only goes for 1 trade. However, he did do additional damage that allows Angel to fire in a nade, and that's going to make it now 2 kills in favor of the CT. So FlipSid starting off considerably better. That goes almost without saying. Yes. Than they did on Cash, but if you didn't join us, it was 16-6 against them, so this is definitely an improvement. One of the key factors as well is that they are starting out on this CT side. Angel, wide peak, wide angle just to hold off Monster. Meanwhile, Bomb, it is still in toward that short pipe position, but they've got Speedy evaluating A, and if you could find a pick, it could be a quick rotation to push onto the A site rather than B. Angel, though, there it is, takes down next.
Nice shot from Angel. Chris J and Speedy do have the AK-47 in hand, but no real estate ready to work with. They've got towards bathrooms. Speedy, just for this Desert Eagle, trying to make something happen. It's a very passive hold from the CT, so they don't want to give anything away here. They know every gun is going to be valuable for them going forward in terms of the money. But let's see whether they can do anything with this. I've got 1 smoke, but we've got to open up a whole bomb site and check it all out. It's not really going to help out that much.
Yeah, they can't really zone out those CTs that effectively. They're in good positions as well, just behind Optimus there. Bondic just tapping them down 1 by 1. We'll be able to get that round with ease.
Yeah, not really much to talk about that round. It was a pretty much eco round from mousesports. They did save 1 AK, but it was Angel that locked him down towards that B-bomb site. And now we go into round number 8. Nico, as I mentioned before we went into this game, a master of all weapons, it seems. He has been piloting the UMP and a lot of gun rounds, actually, and making it relatively effective. I wouldn't say it's been anything to really write home about, but definitely viable in certain situations. 4 AKs, no AWPs as of yet for Chris J. And there's looking like more aggression from Angel here, pushing on and spotting towards Suez here. Dennis is the one to get the first frag, though.
It starts off well. Blade's going to hold it, though. Dennis walks in, gets taken down immediately, and he'll immediately turn his attention back toward the water, the construction area. Meanwhile, over on A, where the action is turned toward, it's going to be World Edit that waits, doesn't land the first shot. And I have to say, he's been a little bit questionable on not finding that crucial kill, because not finding it does mean that Chris J is immediately in the default, going for the plant. The impact that World Edit's had is seemingly a little bit off today. And smoke out as well on the back stairs means Bondic can't walk through. Angel will find Nico lurking. Does open up a chance to come up from the stairs, pull the players back toward the bathrooms, but Speedy already shuts that down. Now World Edit gets a pick as they try to go for this retake a little bit late. Jumps up, spots the player. Long doesn't land it yet, though, and that allows Next to get the final kill onto him. There's a 2 versus 2. Bondic's not done, though. Finally, that mouse giving him some good luck. He's going to get 1 kill, gets lined up, but the defuse comes in the smoke regardless, and Next can do nothing about it.
To watch once again, you can see mousesports actually getting very frustrated in there. It seems like a lot of rounds, they have great control, they get the bombs down, the retakes is coming in from FlipSid being very effective. It's much different stories as to what we saw on Cash. And this is what we kind of expected. Obviously, Dust and Cash maps they don't play. Overpass are very comfortable on indeed. And it seems even with the Mercenary in the form of Angel, they are stepping up here. And even trading effectively, retakes have been very good. They can keep that up. They're setting themselves up for a very successful CD half. This aggression on short is relentless.
Molotov to force Shara out of position there. Chris J will find that first frag. Blade chimes in, but it's not going to be enough. Next, we'll get that counter pick. And as you said, Angel, he's been the star man throughout the game. He will be able to find that headshot onto Dennis, buying them enough time to rotate over.
And so far, that rotation, though, is going to be more than enough. It's going to overwhelm completely because Speedy, although I say that, he gets 2 kills immediately, still has the bomb down and has to recover it on the other side of that smoke. He's got a good lineup, though. Hasn't quite spotted World Edit's head, but he's going to find the shot first, and World Edit can't do anything. Finally, mousesports getting around. You can tell, obviously, that we're in Germany, because a little bit of applause to that as well.
Yes, indeed. So a difficult round of mousesports. Didn't have the best fire. A couple of those chucks into the mix there. Went for another simple B play, and Speedy stepping up massively there. The 1v1 working in his favour. Now you can see the CT struggling for cash out this time. They've got a UMP and M4. It's a full force buy coming in. I think Blade kept about $1,000 in their account there, but this is going to be an interesting round for them. Not really sure what they're hoping to achieve with just one rifle, and not really leaving themselves much at all. Actually, it is a full investment. No one saved any cash at all, so... Once again, aggression towards short is going to be Angel. Nice lineup, unable to get both players there. Next takes him down. Does some reasonable damage to towards Next, but a double kill would have been massive.
And this is a big opportunity for mousesports to get a grip in the game on the T side, as we see the economy already struggling. But at the same time, if they lose this, it's going to hit them very hard. A fast reset that'll give FlipSid a bed of rounds to work with. And World Edit's positioning, it's going to take the bomb down at the backside of this B entry, although he's only able so far to keep just that P250, and unfortunately it's just a Tech 9 dropped in front of him. Good smoke will buy more time. The complimenting kill from Nico, that does mean it's still a 2 versus 2. Speedy and Nico gonna make that change once more, though, as Blade suddenly left alive and hasn't recovered a weapon yet either to work with. Now the question is, they have the read on where this defensive player is, because Bomb is looking like it's gonna go back toward T-spawn and take the long rotation.
They've still got a minute to play with here, really, so it's up to Blade to try and gather some information. You can see a little cheeky UMP on the floor there. Well, he grabs it, but does get spotted as well, so that's going to confirm his whereabouts on the map. You could assume that it's going to go straight in towards the A-bomb site and get the bomb down for a default position as quickly as possible. Blade with no kit, has got armor, but the UMP not really the most effective weapon in this scenario. He will be coming up the CT steps now. Can hear the bomb going down. Needs to find an early frag. Pretty much as soon as he enters the bomb site, Nico, though, has got other ideas. Nice little headshot, and once again getting 3 kills in the round. It was a force buy from FlipSid, but didn't really have much to work with. And a UMP and an M4 leaves him with pretty much nothing with this round. Round number 11, this should be a walk away, or a walk in the park, rather, for mousesports. Not really much to do, but some PT50s and USPs.
And they're gonna go with the 5 AK in this situation as well, which is smart. Speedy. You watch from him, all of them heading toward the A site. Little nade down in toward that bathroom position, just in case. They know the situation. They know it's going to be an eco, so in case there's a rush coming in, they want to get that initial damage done. Remember, you want an example of a rushed eco that wins you a championship. Go back and watch the kickoff season for PGL when that's how Fnatic ended up losing to TSM. They rushed mid and won the championship like that, so it's definitely a viable strategy on this map. Dennis, though, meanwhile, goes out toward long, finds World that it pushed at Rock. And although it's good damage done onto 2 players, it's still the man down, and although the information given, this is interesting, because watch the push right now going on to the ladder at bottom mid.
That was actually a nice little play from the CT, Zoba Speedy, just ready for it. He's going to take down Bondik, and there's no real reason or justification for Angel to go up there and die as well, so he's just going to kind of hang out. On the other side of the map next is taking out Blade, just going to leave 2 CT players, so we said this round won't really amount to much for FlipSid here. Going forward to next round, let's have a look at their money for them. They've lost 2 in a row, so they're going to have $2,400 coming in next round. It should be enough to get a nice buy. I don't think they'll have 8 LBPs. They probably could get 1 glass cannon if they really wanted it. I think they'll be better off going with some Famises and M4s in this situation, though. Angel and Shower. We're going to get 1 here, perhaps. Oh, not if Next is hitting shots like that. Seems like he's kind of got back on form after a few difficult rounds for him.
And just Shower remaining. Would love to just drop an AK on the ground. He may get it as well, because it's Chris J, the low HP player, also carrying the bomb. So suddenly, all 3 players snap back the other direction and say, all right, well, I guess we'll go deal with that. But it is 1 drop, and that's the key crucial element of this, because although they're going to go for the AWP, picked up over to Chris and thrown over, but it still leaves them light and not a full round in hand because of it.
Well, look at the CT buy, not a single kit. I've got a few smoke grenades, no incendiary, so this is the kind of round where you probably do want to get aggressive towards Connected, just find that first pick and not allow a full execution to come to a bomb site. Can't allow the terrorists to have so much control here. We have seen Angel pushing off short very aggressively, and it's going to be Chris J spotting towards Montano. Did spot a CT there, but unable to land the shot just yet, but he's going to be aware that they have rifles now. Angel, as I said before, has been very aggressive in these rounds. Going to be more passive on towards the bomb site this time. Not going to be trying to find that first frag, which I assume they were going to be going to. And 4 players actually. Well, is there 3 or 4? There's 3 players towards the B bomb, so you can see something.
Yeah, it's a decoy.
Kicking around there.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing because with the decoy, they put a wide O.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it be an X instead because it looks like the 0, which would, in this case, be next. But it's going to be a small, slow, calculated push with a secondary position for Shara to try and go for the trade. If Angel does get taken down, and that's going to be the case. No peek, though. Shara's not quite in position to go for it.
That's the kill I'm talking about in terms of the CT. They needed a push, they needed to get something out of this and couldn't allow a full execution to come onto the bomb site. It was Angel that tried to find that information, but he gets taken down. They're trying to do a boost now to see if they can split it towards short and see if there's anything available, and it actually works out. Nico gets dropped, and next, going to be... I was about to say, got to go for that smoke. He's the one who's trying to keep the CTs there as long as possible. You can see the terrorists on the other side of the map towards Long have got the bomb and making their way up towards the A bomb side. Next is going to think better of it, and he's going to be joining his teammates as well.
Pete's World Edit now is the first player to get confronted. The man in pressure. Molotov as well, but it's far enough back into the corner that it wouldn't have done massive damage. It would have just nipped him toward the end of its duration. Regardless, it's Bondic to take Dennis down, and suddenly Next gets back into the fold, but Bondic's dead. And, ooh, even worse still, Blade is it on arrival. All right, show up and instantly hit the ground. That's the way it works out, but look at Shara's position. It nearly comes back to haunt them. Speedy's going to get the kill regardless. It's going to be knotted on 6.
So close there, ridiculous, really going down to the wire, and that's that individual skill shining through for either of these sides. It's been so close time and time again, and it's interesting to see FlipSid there sort of trying to count their blessings in terms of, guys, we've tried this aggressive style of play early for that first pick, way too much now, let's take a step back, and it almost worked out for them.
Well, there we go. Shara unable to finish that round off. As a nice attempt from him in the 3-on-1, got 2, but Next definitely coming to life in these last few rounds. The score is going to be coming into 6-6 now. CT's on a full deagle by here. It's going to be going and being passive towards the bomb site. It's going to be Dennis just walking in, contact play towards B. Angel does take down Next, but looking like this round is going to be another simple procedure here for mousesports.
You would think that, wouldn't you? Nico's going to confirm that as well, taking down Angel. Who has had more than his fair share of contribution towards this team being the stand-in.
Yeah.
It's going to allow the bomb plant, and with Bondic and World Edit right now being on the Deagles, they'll consider their odds here. It's World Edit's already lurking out right now and toward that jungle position, but so many smokes in front of them, there's not going to be anything available.
To be fair to Angel, he actually had high influence on Cash. A lot of the rounds he actually...
That's his entries from the
exactly,
squeaky door.
And he's got 10 kills on this, 11 kills actually on this map as well. So you can't really blame too much in terms of his individual performance. Obviously, that doesn't really paint the full picture in terms of what they can actually do as a team, how they can approach certain situations. But in terms of him fragging, he's been absolutely fine. But there we go, mousesports do run away with that round. Their money building up very nicely indeed. Now, finally, FlipSid have stabilised theirs to some extent. World Edit will pick up the AWP. Let's see whether he just decides to go for that aggressive face towards the bench and party, or will be holding back to the bomb site. He has a decent spawn as well. I would say let's go for the face. Let's get the first man advantage and try and work with it. The problem is, mousesports, 5-man committal towards B. They're probably going to do that wall of smokes play once again.
They begin to make their way towards the site. We do see Angel, though. He's in a nice position, spamming away through the smoke and is able to get that frag onto Next, but the aggression comes back. They can't quite get the trades. They're peeking one by one, and it was just all over the place there from mousesports.
Yeah, really, really sloppy for mousesports there.
Yeah, as World Edit, though, right now at the bottom of the stairwell is going to get confronted by Nico quickly. Door opening will give him a chance for redemption, give him a chance to pre-fire that shot, but Nico actually falls back away from this situation. And he's lost all his teammates, so he's now got to work for this bomb alone. Good smoke on top of that short pipe because he knows there's one out toward that position right now from the CTs, occupying so much map control.
Just one player remaining in the form of Nico. 1 minute to work with. But that was really crazy, though. It was so apprehensive to go for that smoke. They could see the bullets rattling through. His Angel has been going aggressive on short almost every single round. Just as I said, Nico does spot one. The point I'm trying to make is if you're going to go through, just don't go through together. Not just like, oh, should we go, should we not? Should we just take turns? And it was just a little bit of a mess for them.
Interesting from Nico to loop back here. I was about to say he's doing the right thing because he had figured out that there was one out toward that pipe position at B, and he'd spotted, as you said, that second player. So I thought for sure the execution would be to go on A. Instead, he's trying to slow this down. So a little bit of overthinking potentially here as he's trying to force the defensive hand. But in the end, back toward the site with the least amount of occupants, the least amount of objectives, and he has to overcome.
Problem is now he hasn't actually left himself enough time to actually clear the bomb site out correctly. He's going to be making his way in, but as soon as he goes to that plant, the rotations will come in. They should take him down.
He's going to go for it without even checking the stairwell as well, so this means World Edit can easily just walk out. Bomb will come in, but it doesn't matter.
That's all he can really take away from that, right? He gets the plant down and was never going to win with that remaining time. He needed to at least give himself 10 seconds to clear out those key areas there. But Nico does get a plant, and It's actually for the first time in how many rounds? 5 since FlipSid got on the board. So mousesports, after an early deficit, score was actually 6-2 at one stage. They've come back pretty emphatically here as we go into round number 15. And FlipSid getting the AWP back onto world edit. Let's see where he decides to go. He's on your screen right now. We said going for this aggressive phase can be very profitable indeed, and there it is. Chris J gets dropped at the start of the round.
Yeah, it's not a bad position for them to be in now as well. Blade jumps up over, tries to get him a bit more information. He should realize he spotted 3, so he can just sit tight. They could be comfortable with their defensive positions right now.
In terms of their positioning, it's going to be key. Everyone just waiting out. Nico towards mid wants to try and find any CTs that are getting fairly aggressive, but no one's going to grace him with their presence just yet. We do see the late flank coming out from Bondic, but timing is not in their favor as the rest of the action is going down towards that B bomb site. Everyone's zoned out by the smokes, these CTs, but through the smoke, Bondic's able to find one finally.
Okay, this last round is almost certainly going in favor of FlipSid here. Nice play from them, opening pick from World Edit. Open up the map. mousesports unable to recover a single frag here. Just going to be speedy to finish things off. It's round number 15. Might as well go for it. Let's see what he can do here. It's just for scoreboard presence here at this stage, as he does get one. Takes out Blade. Angel finishes the round off. Another good round from him. 2 frags. And FlipSid win the half. It's 8-7. Anyone's game still, Matt.
Yes, that is factually true.
It is true.
Even at 51, factually still true.
Yeah, absolutely. But a much closer affair. You can see a lot. FlipSid obviously much more comfortable. They're showing a lot more aggression. They're kind of being more dynamic and getting these opening frags.
And the interesting aspect, again, as I mentioned, is that now that FlipSid have achieved those 8 rounds, they had a fantastic T-side just 1 series ago against E-Frag. So, I mean, this is entirely possible. Yes, obviously they have Angel that hinders the execution a little bit, but that's the other thing. I mean, you bring in a guy like Angel, you're bringing in a guy with experience and maturity, probably the most experienced player on Hellraiser. So it's not like you've got someone like Oscar who's new to trying to execute with the team and suddenly has to learn another team. You're bringing in a guy that just knows basic timings and how things work. So he should still be able to throw out pop flashes for people, get smokes in the right positions. Yeah. He's the guy with that much knowledge. So there's something they can still do here, but they can't rely on him to be the guy to do it. They still have to be the one to open things up and get the frags. And obviously, Blade still has to make the right calls. So, and make it a call that's applicable to get Angel in a position to take advantage of those situations.
Well, we're getting to the second half then. If you are just joining us, it's the grand final. This is technically the 3rd map. As mousesports do have the map advantage going into this one due to Angel playing here. We've got 3 sets of armor for FlipSid, 2 utility players in the form of Angel and Modern. You can see this aggression from Shaw, speedy to open things up. He takes down Blade, and now this should be a difficult round now for FlipSid. They actually have managed to get 1 player in towards it. It's actually the backstep coming in from Nex, and the bomb is still making its way towards long here. The terrorists deciding to opt out of B completely and quickly make their way up towards middle.
That's the plan. Chris J trying to jump back the APC. They also watched FlipSid, great shot from Speedy to catch Angel. They also watched FlipSid do some nifty boosts to counter and combat these smokes toward that APC. I'm curious if they immediately try and take advantage of it in the next game that they play. But there we go. Chris J takes down Bondic. Bomb already planted. Good positioning from World Edit. He's going to try and wait this out, but he can't line it up. The easy shot you would have thought. Instead, though, Chris J gets the kill, and he's the last one remaining, so easy defuse coming in now for mousesports.
World Edit trying to do something there, hiding, letting people run past him. Unable to land that last shot, though. A little bit of an embarrassing display. But they did get the bomb down. So you'd assume we discussed this on Cash as well. Eco this round, get the AK-47s in the next, and we'll see how mousesports responds with their buy. They've got 2 rifles so far, 2 P90s and the UMP. And knowing they've got a very easy prospect going forward, well, they're getting a little bit aggressive as well, hunting for the kills. 8-8 right now. Terrorists, if they can get another plant down, that'd be absolutely fantastic. You see Dennis just start the first player there, unable to drop him. Does do a little bit of damage. Maybe overcommitting a little bit here. Doesn't have full information. Has got someone to back him up as well. They get the bomb as well. So rectify the situation. Going to be smoking themselves into protection as well. And that should be it. Tied up. No bomb plant here today, boys. FlipSid now. PT-50s and Glocks to try and do something this round. If they can even find a frag, I'd be impressed.
Yeah, that would be remarkable in this situation. Bondic smoked off as well in that stairwell. Can't even try and get the bomb to make an attempt elsewhere on the site, or map rather. Nico's going to guard that. And I think we just wait and count it down here, boys, because it's going to go to 9-8 in favor of mousesports.
It's going to take a while as well by the looks of it. Oh, maybe not. There we go.
Thanks for jinxing it.
Is that a jinx?
That's the good way to use the caster's curse.
Yeah, so that's what I'm using. I'm trying to speed things up in our favor. There we go. 9-8, this is a buy coming in from FlipSid now, an important round for them. let's have a look at what they can bring to the party. It's going to be 3 smoke grenades, 1 Molotov, a couple of flashbangs, and it's going to be interesting to see how they approach him out. Their T-sides on Cash were abysmal, and obviously I'm having him replaying and having a merc and all that stuff. Let's see what they bring to the table in this first gun round here.
The mid-aggression coming out this time around. Sort of a more aggressive default from mousesports. It's a little bit more reminiscent of what we saw earlier in a few of their games throughout the tournament, but this could work out quite well from these P90s still in play. Of course, Dennis going to be having that in terms of this close angles going against 2 people at once. In terms of the spraying capability, could actually get some damage off towards them.
I'm sure he's going to get flashed in any second by his teammate. He can hear footsteps. There's the flashbang. And he has got Chris J in the connector as well, backing him up. Problem is, Terrorist out, deciding to opt out at the B side and go back towards mid because he worked out it has full control of long and got it towards bathrooms as well.
Yeah, this is really, really well done. No, from mousesports. Look at Dennis pushing all the way up here with this P90. Angel. Oh, even
like
more
that.
clever. I like this. This is like the most unorthodox position. You'd never check that, ever. So he can actually exercise trigger discipline here as well. So long as Angel doesn't spot it going by, it's going to be right now. I'm not sure why we're not seeing it. Can we go to Dennis, who somehow gets spotted by Shara? I have no idea how that happened. It will forever be a mystery, unfortunately. But Blade going to try and go into the A site, only managing the one traded immediately by Nex, and Chris J follows that up. So this is now going to be a 3 versus 3. It's stabilized itself. I am very curious to see how Dennis did not
It looked like
get
he was
that
set
kill.
up perfectly, right?
Yeah.
That was such a smart position to be in from him, but here we go. They still have a fighting chance here. FlipSid are going to be making their way towards the B bomb side. 20 seconds remain. Looks like a clean plant coming in. Nico with the Superman play, trying to stop the bomb going down. It's not going to be effective this time, though. And Shara, in an awkward exchange, does get Nex down to 1 HP, but it's not going to be quite enough here. Nex coming to life once again. It's going to be another 1v1, but Nex with 1 HP has got 3 kills this round. Does he have what it takes to finish it off?
It's the AK. He's got to find the accuracy. World Edit does playing this correctly. He's just fallen further away from it. He hasn't heard the tap come in the defuse. It's going to be right now, but this is actually going to be held. It's going to be all the way through. Where's the peak? It's going to come in late. He's going to already get the defuse. So 1 HP, and Nex with 2 kills gets the clutch. Oh, an insult to injury. Thank you so much, World Edit. Come again.
World Edit. He's had a few whiffs this half indeed, but huge round from Nex, and one I don't think he was actually had any grounds to win. The fact he got 3 kills and a 1v1 and 1 HP. Full defuse. Remember, pros never fake. Somehow gets away with it.
That's pretty remarkable stuff. And he did the right thing to fall away first when he didn't hear the tap, but he also, I mean, obviously thought it was a fake. Didn't face at all, and that was just a gift. You have to think with 1 HP, he'd be willing to face. So you have to wonder as well if that was relayed, if that information that he was that weak was passed
I'm surprised why he didn't go around to Monster Tunnel there. Like, obviously, it's such a difficult position. It's such a hard phase. When he had the one-on-one situation, you could hear he had still had 5 seconds to play with it. I'd have gone going around to Monster Tunnel as soon as that plant come down, and he at least got the vision of the bomb. You're not having to go around that real difficult off angle there. But there we go. Let's see how FlipSid enter this round. They did get the bomb down, so still do have enough to go into round number 19 with.
It's going to be an interesting one this time around. Of course, mousesports, once again, in these crossfire positions, just holding their angles, waiting for the push to come in. It looks like it will be Bondek biding his time, creeping up over by toilets. He's very close to Spiddy, and it all just depends on the timing. The double face potentially about to peek out. Chris J goes on the aggressive, but unfortunately, he gets taken down.
It's Speedy to try and follow it as well. To get this back for mousesports, he's going to actually get inside the bathroom. He's not spotted yet, but he will be confronted eventually. Bondek does get traded, but watch for the flash over top. He's managed another one. He doesn't quite close it out because it was a little bit overwhelming in the end, but World Edit and Shara have made this round dead even because it's back to 2 versus 2, and Nico, this time on the AWP, is trying to hold the main connection point to A. He can't compensate for is the fact that from long, the bomb has got into default. It's planted now as well, so they've got to act quickly upon this, and now it's just the AWP to do it. He realizes on a double take that Shara was standing there all the while, and it's now a round for FlipSid.
And working that bathrooms area. They do the first kill onto the CT. Speedy doing what he can. Looked like he actually had to set up for a double there. I think the terrorist actually flashed himself. You can see a little bit of lack of coordination going on there, but Nico on towards that a bomb site. Potentially he could have done more with that if he'd have faced the bomb from the truck area. Could have stopped it going down, but his timing's not working in his favour there. You can see that's actually affected mousesports. They've gone for 5-7s and Desert Eagles here, and a chance potentially to get a couple. We can see the buy next round won't be fantastic. It will be enough to get Famises and M4s out, but let's see how FlipSid decide to approach this round. One player aggressively towards long is going to be Chris J with the 5-7, doing tremendous work there and adding insult to injury towards Wild Edit. He's had a difficult last few rounds. That's the AWP as well.
Competition about to go down in bathrooms as well. Chris Smoke from his teammate. He's going to peek on that. Not the flash, but still something to try and take advantage of. Next, meanwhile, we don't see it. He's going to go ahead and take down Bondig. Angel could actually be the key in this round, because if he can get up long right now fast enough, he's not going to. They already cleared the bathrooms. He would have been able to catch them off guard completely on the flank. Instead, though, they've burrowed back in the site, and this is very smart. Mousesports get those 2 kills and get the hell out.
5 on 3. Let's see what the remaining terrorists can do here.
A lot of good restraint on display, but also this individual skill that is really shining through. Barrels of impact frags attached to these players right now, but flip side, they want to try and bring back that man advantage, trying to whittle down the numbers of Mousesports.
And this is totally doable. Blade on just 7 HP, and Angel's gone. This surely has to be done. Mousesports, oddly, have not been able to secure any rifles despite these kills, but that also suggests how long range some of them really have been and how off guard they've been caught. Blade has bomb in his hand, so an attempt to try and make this a little bit more opportunistic for himself, he's going to head over toward B instead. He knows A is heavily occupied.
He's only got 10 seconds remaining though, so once again, a similar situation we saw in the first half. Doesn't really have time to check out some key angles here. Good for him though. He does have a smoke down. CT's not going to be rushing him just yet. They don't want to throw this round away. Should be a forward conclusion still. He only has 7 HP.
This is the hard part. Smoke's going to survive for at least another 5 seconds on the site. That means he can cover off the right, not worry so much about the left, but they're going to approach very quickly regardless. Great shot on Dennis, but it's not enough. Nico's there. He'll get the trade immediately, and the round will go to Mousesports. A great eco round to win as well.
Yeah, crazy. Guy all came from Chris J and that long aggression there. World Edit getting taken down. Like you said, no one even recovered rifles there. There's crazy deagle shots at long range. Really did open up the round. And you can see World Edit looking a little bit frustrated there. They are getting to the point now where they're at a full eco. You can see they've got about 2.4k, I think, average across the board. So let's see what they can do with this. Just Desert Eagles, P250s, not really investing in terms of utility as well. So maybe they can do the same thing back. Let's see what they've got planned. Chris J picking up the AWP now. Let's see whether he'll be showing any aggression. He's actually just going to be looking towards the top of mid, not going to be going onto the bench area for that first pick.
No, but it's still good angle to hold, and it was also coverage for his teammate to evaluate that lower stairwell, position. So see if it pays off, just that little bit of relayed early information. The difference is because they started off aggressive at A, they've now gone passive, and the approach is still coming down long. So Chris, damage dealt, no kill, spotted Angel +1. He definitely saw the second player cross because it was a bait and switch peek. And now he'll call for that rotation to come back in. Again, though, they have to play so passive. And he's going to go down. He actually gets caught by World Edit. So a bit overzealous from Chris and a bit too passive from Speedy. Not able to trade it. Still, though, looking for the response. And Dennis is here as well. So bait switch one stairwell and Nico to approach on the other. Only 18 HP, though, for Nico. And they now find themselves a man down as World Edit finds Dennis. Good response. Blade off at the truck. But remember, the bomb has been planted in all of this.
Yeah, this is good stuff on display. Everyone backs off into some nice positions. It looks like there could be a bit of a flank about to pop out as well that could be massively critical into this round. This could prove a demise.
Smoke does come down towards the bomb. That should be the round tied up, although FlipSid have done such fantastic work getting the bomb down and getting so many kills. It's not going to amount to much next with that smoke grenade. Really did seal it and allowing his teammates to push into the bathroom to find those kills. So it got a little bit hairy there. You thought that maybe they could have actually thrown that round, but they recovered it. And it was Nico that came back in with that opening frag. Goes on the 2 HP. His teammate arriving and clearing up.
Sorry, I was just watching the buy. I wasn't sure how they were going to get Chris involved, but they did have that AK on next that was dropped beside them, so easily done. Yeah, they're completely fine. I didn't see the second rifle drop, that's all.
What are they back on towards the AWP? I can't say he's had a massive amount of impact in terms of opening frags. Let's see what he can do this round. Chris J back on towards the rifles, you said, and they're all from mousesports here, so they'll be holding back a little bit more. Dennis actually going for the short aggression. Once again, it's going to be Shara waiting for him. Can he get a double? He actually can't. Somehow, Next answers back, but a good response from Angel.
The slow answer back from Next, though, allowed that from Angel.
Yeah.
He just walked out and took him down. He almost, in fact, denied the kill to begin with, which would have been absolutely disastrous from the Mousesports side. As Speedy, good position in the bathrooms, doesn't quite spot the first player crossing through, but in turn is also not spotted, which means he could catch World Edit entirely off guard. He will have been expecting that to have been cleared by his teammate, and he's going to further that as well. Great response and great awareness from Speedy. A little bit opportunistic as well, a little bit of luck on his side in terms of timing, but now Bondik left as a 1-on-3, has no bomb, and knows that there's players on every angle that he has to cover because he's stuck well within enemy territory.
Yeah, not really much you can do here. No bomb to speak of. 50 seconds, I actually kind of like his positioning. You can see Chris J trying to share his vision between CT spawn and the steps area of Bank, but he does manage to find the frag. It's going to be the 13th round for mousesports, and the money not in a great situation for FlipSid here. It's getting to the point of desperation. They probably will be going back in with the Desert Eagles. You can see Shara has got some body armor as well. No utility, so I'd prefer just to do a straight up B rush here. Let's just try and get in as quickly as possible and see what we can do with this. See, two players will be going towards B. Maybe a B split coming in as Chris J showing more of an aggressive face this time. Going to be nading over. I assumed he was going to go for a pick there, but she just wanted to see if he can inflict a little bit of early damage. It is a B fast play coming in. Nico does get the bomb, and Chris J answering as well. This round should be over this stage. As I say that though, Blade does get a kill, and Speedy does quickly respond as Angel's the last player remaining here.
It's unfortunate in terms there as well as that sort of more aggressive style they've gone for, just risking it in terms of it's an eco. We're not going to win it, but let's try. But they were very restricted peaks, going 1-for-1s instead of actually having sort of the backup.
Well, now then, no bomb planted. This will put mousesports into round number 14. And
come on, Angel. Give us some highlights.
You want some positivity's coming back from that. I like it. There it is.
There we go. I told you.
Yeah.
There we go, Angel. Still got a minute to play with. Suddenly, the round alive.
The power of positive thoughts.
Told you how it works, Henry. You didn't believe in me.
Well, I'm a believer now.
I am basically a Zen Buddhist priest.
The Church of Sadicist is real.
We
come and join our
we
cult.
are accepting new applicants. You know where I was going with this, but didn't know how to do it subtly, so I will not. As it's going to be 2 versus 1. Angel having brought this down from double that against him. He's picked up the bomb now as well. Actually, he's gone beyond it. He's got a rifle instead. Please turn around and grab the bomb instead of trying to evaluate all of this. You could have done it on the way by. 2 birds, 1 stone, and been planting by now, but instead he's going to just go for the fight and the kills. Speedy gets there regardless. It would have denied the plant. It's going to be 14-9 now. mousesports 2 away from crowning themselves the champion of APM Season 2. Remember, they were runner-up last time against Hellraisers, so oddly enough, Angel is here to at least defend his honor.
Would you say it would be a hollow victory for mousesports? Do you feel they're going to be hyped for this? Even if they win?
What's your perspective on that as a former player? I think a win's a win.
I wouldn't be.
It may come with a grain of salt, but a win's a win.
I think people will remember it as the event Markelov couldn't play. They won't remember the event mousesports went sick and won the tournament.
Well, to be fair, they did beat them 2-0 last night with Markelov,
yeah,
so they can
true.
still argue that they were
it just takes away a little bit of that hype as a grand finalist winner, right?
Sure. I get the point, totally. Jackie, how do you feel over there?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense in terms of like when you look at it, you know, Angel's come in, of course, he's a really strong player, but it just doesn't work in the sense of it's not team v team when you look at it. When it breaks down to sort of the raw level, but as you were saying, they've already proven they can beat FlipSid, it just depends on the day.
Currently now 5-on-3 as we are talking, looking like mousesports getting themselves into a very massive advantage here as we go. What at Angel and Bondig remaining. They have got the bomb, but no real control of the map whatsoever. You can see Angel trying to find something of this. He's by himself towards Long A, but not really sure what the plan is here. They have got 3 smokes remaining here, so could do an execute, but unfortunately for them, mousesports have adjusted their setup and gone for the double orbs. Nico and Chris J, we talked about that combo before. Very strong indeed. Still 45 seconds remain. Looks like they are going to be setting up for smokes on towards the A bomb side, but let's look at the setup for the CTEs. These guys are ready.
Ready and waiting. That's the name of the game now, is just to be patient. They don't need to overextend themselves. Speedy's in a great position as well. Good shot from Chris. That was fast. Crisp Chris, you could say, because he's picked up another one on Bondic as well. But he is getting crispy right now. Little does he know it, he's flashed it inside some smoke, as well as just dancing on the edge of the flames. Doesn't matter. Next is going to be there to hold the angle. World Edit goes down, and it will be championship point now on home soil for mousesports.
It's been a very quick grand final here. We didn't expect too much, unfortunately, but looking like the 2-0/3-0 is coming in. mousesports did come into this final with the map advantage due to a player being subbed in last minute for FlipSid here.
I offered to play for them, and they said no.
They said no?
I was surprised.
That's crazy.
Actually, Christian, the manager of Hellraisers, or excuse me, of mousesports, said it wouldn't be fair because I know all of their strategies. But little does he know I actually know nothing, I just talk.
That's true.
Chris J, he apparently knows everything because he's found World Edit and nearly gets a second one in this round. Not to be, though.
Close stuff on display. He really has been a star player throughout this series so far, but the aggression coming out, they need to try and bust into that site, and they've used that smoke wall so they can get the bomb plant down. Chris taking an awful lot of damage as well. He's forced out of an advantageous position, but he's still doing the damage. Lands a 6 shot onto Bondic.
No, it's going to be a 3-on-3. This is it now. This is it. Next gets 2 frags. Going to leave it. Dub towards Angel, the mercenary. To keep the dream alive for FlipSid. Not going to be enough. Nico does it. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. mousesports are your grand final champions here. And the Acer Predator Masters, they will be taking home $20,000. And you can see...
And a shiny object that's sat behind us.
Yeah, one of those things. There's some teams.
No, not that. The trophy, Henry, not the other... Why did you leave that in the bathroom? Why did you bring that?
I think they get a PC as well. HFC get $20,000 and a PC,
sick.
an Ace Predator PC, which is a very nice little kicker.
Laptop, I assume.
I think it's a PC
it a tower?
specifically. So I think it's a tower, yeah. So that's actually pretty cool. There we are.
How
champions.
come we don't ever get stuff like that?
We have a round of applause or something, ladies and gentlemen? Any hype?
No hype.
Nothing?
That's all right. They don't need it.
Okay.
They've rightfully become the champions.
Just silence in the room.
They'll have some apple juice after this.
Respect.
That will create some hype.
Well, there it is. It's been a fun 4 days, guys.
I have to say, I'm shocked at how hard Bondic slammed that mouse and then it worked perfectly for the rest of the game. Like, that thing should have been in about 10 pieces.
I'm sure we can get a replay at some point.
I don't know if the camera would have actually...
It would be recording.
It would have, no, the GoPro's 180-degree viewing angle. I think they have it set to 90, so it's positioned so it would still catch him. So, there you go.
So
The more you know about GoPros.
God damn. You put the details in there.
Well, I assume we've got some sort of ceremony coming up. We didn't really talk about this.
Usually we do an interview with Chris J, but I think I made things too awkward, so we might have to settle for someone else.
How did you make things awkward?
I just kept trying to hug him on the couch. He didn't really like that.
Oh, yeah, he ran away, didn't he?
Yeah. Actually, apparently Fabe's going to do the interview.
Oh. Cool.
So
It's goodbye
we
from
should
us.
probably shut up because we've done too much talking this week. Chris does want to come say hi, but we're gonna go to Fabe first. We're gonna go to Fabe. Go talk to Fabe. Fabe, all you.
Where is Fabe?
All right,
Behind
guys. And we have our champions. It's mousesports, the champions of Acer Predator Masters, powered by Intel, Season 2. Finally, you've made it, guys. And look at the smiles. You're happy. Nico, he's happy. He's smiling. In-game leader and champion, all at the same time. How are you feeling?
Feeling great. This is my first international championship. It's amazing, really.
Did you think you're gonna win?
Yeah, in some hand, yeah. I was thinking about it. And nothing.
All right, boys, behind you actually is the big trophy, and I want to give it to you. I'm just going to give it to Nico. You're the in-game leader, you're the champion. And give us a big round of applause for mousesports. What an event it has been. We've had some awesome storylines, and in the end, I think mousesports, they prevailed. They were the favorites here, and wow. Look at them. They're so over happy, over zealous, over jealous. And of course, I want to mention FlipSid, who put up a good fight, even though the odds were stacked against them. They had a difficult match here without Markelov, of course. We heard about the problems, but thanks to Angel for standing in. But it's all about mousesports here. And I'd say, Chris J, let's go over to the couch and maybe have a quick chat about the match. All right, boys. If you want, you can put your headsets on. Let's do 2 minutes.
Oh, God. Rip yours.
I thought we were done.
I have to sit beside Chris to make things
Dunzo,
awkward again.
of course.
Sexy legs.
I don't have it. Do I ever have good questions?
I cannot remember the last time we had.
Wait, we have another headset somewhere.
Oh,
Do we have
God.
a headset?
Take
Yeah.
mine.
Otherwise,
on
we'll
there.
do
This
it.
one will reach. This one will reach you. I'll take this one.
Look at that. That works.
There.
Hi.
Awesome.
Chris.
Awesome.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
I'm a bit sick, but I'm happy.
Sick?
Yeah, I'm a bit
You're
sick.
sick on server, man. You're pretty
Can I-
sick.
can
in
I
real
I
ask-
life.
wasn't sick today, so.
Can I ask the
sadly.
first question? I've got a good one. I
Yeah.
think I've got a good
Yeah,
question.
please.
Okay, go for it.
You've just won the grand final. Does it take anything away from it for you guys in terms of the victory? Because there weren't the full squad?
Oh,
Yeah,
come
of
on. The guy's
course.
just won, and you can. I mean,
No, it's a good
No, it
question. I want to
does.
see.
I mean, it was a bit lame with Angel playing instead of Markelov, and yeah, that's just not how it should be.
Yeah, so you can see, you guys, you obviously beat them yesterday, so you've proven you can beat that team. It's obviously no problem with this. The grand final hype, you want to have that really epic game to kind of feel like you really worked for it. It looked, obviously, on Cash, it's a map they don't play. They're coming in with a fifth. They're not really working with as well. So a little bit of an easy game for you, that one. Overpass was more convincing. It seemed you had some difficult moments there. It seemed like a couple of clutches not going in your favour. You could see the frustration on your faces there. So
Yeah.
I guess they gave you a decent game there, and that was more of the standard I was hoping for, at least. There we go. Anyone else going to talk? Or?
no, I'm not. I told him I wasn't going to ask any questions. Okay. It's Jackie.
Jackie, did the match go as expected? 2-0 or 3-0 with the advantage?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be sort of a clean 2/3-0, whatever we're going with that. But yeah, in terms of it was really hard. Cash was definitely a blowout because obviously it's not one of the maps they're actually that confident on.
Yeah,
you
we know
guys
they're not good
definitely-
on it, and we are really confident on
Yeah.
the map, so.
How did the veto change? Because it was supposed to be a veto advantage. So how did it get
Yeah,
to
honestly,
Cash? Because they switched it to obviously the map.
It would have been
again, so-
ban,
I don't know.
ban, pick,
I
pick
wasn't there
anyway.
when they did it.
Okay, I was
and
wondering if it
didn't
went
care.
back to the old style where do you know If it changed back because of the map in hand, they went back to the old veto style instead of the veto advantage? It did, okay. Because I was kind of curious that it went to cash that early on. Obviously, they feared other maps
I mean,
more.
usually we would have played Dust 2 first, I guess, if
Yeah.
it was the planned veto system.
Right.
Well, they vetoed Dust.
Yes.
FlipSid vetoed, they would have been able to veto cash, but they decided to leave it in. And that's why we had cash. So,
That was
Cash money.
I do have one question.
Ooh.
Wait, does everyone else done their questions?
I've done my good question.
Are you done yours? Are you done?
Yep.
Chris, will you be my Valentine?
I already have a Valentine, sorry.
Who's your Valentine?
Where is he?
Yeah, she is. I don't know where she is. I guess she left already.
You're the only person I asked today.
All right, so
You have more chances. The day's still young, you know?
maybe we can have the kiss cam for the two.
Yeah.
Kiss cam for.
I'm kidding. I'm just trolling Chris as much as I can.
Anyway, Chris looks super. You look overjoyous, over happy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm happy, but I really don't feel so good. So it's. I think it showed in how I was playing. I didn't play nearly as good as I can on overpass, I think, and that was, I guess, the reason why we had more trouble than we maybe should have against the mixed team. But yeah, we won. The team pulled through. We kept it together this time, not going tilt or whatever like in the last final. And yeah, happy to have won it finally.
Awesome. I do believe it's our favorites, the team that was favored the most to win.
Yeah.
They did in the end win. It was a deserved win, and mousesports is our champion. Instead of running up last time, this time you managed to pull through, and you put up a good show. Put a good show for the German fans here at the venue as well. And with that said, I would like to wrap up the event. All in all, I think it was a great event. We had lots of fun. We had some awesome matches, especially. And thanks for bearing with us through day one. It was a bit tricky there, and day two was also a long day, but we got through it. And the team, they survived, put on some great fight, great performances. And yeah, thanks for being here for Acer Predator Masters, powered by Intel Season 2 Finals. Of course, big thanks go out to Acer and Intel. Without them, without the awesome products, without their support, this wouldn't be possible. And of course, to Need for Seats. And thanks for supporting us. Thanks for these guys for being here. You put up a great show for everyone at home and here. And I really appreciate you guys being here. Thanks to all the viewers at home. Thanks for tuning in and all the feedback. We read all of it, and we really appreciate it. Thanks to the production. They put on, I don't know, somebody has to explain memes to me. Apparently this flies over my head. I don't know what's going on with memes. I think I'm too old.
You are old. We're the same age, but you're too old.
Yeah, I'm freaking old. But yeah, so that's memes for you. But thanks to production, thanks to everyone for being here, thanks to all the people behind the scenes. And with that being said, I'd say let's wrap it up. Guys, it's been an awesome event. Thanks for these 4 days. Give another round of applause for mousesports, who are our champions at Acer Predator Masters, powered by Intel, Season 2. Let's go. Ciao.
Apple juice.
Ciao.
Apple juice.